If you have a Beyblade or sparking Beyblade, you may be holding on to a ticking time bomb, but that's alright, because I'm going to show you just how to fix it. It's basically every blader's worst nightmare, and it's happened to almost every main character in the anime.
And while you will need a glue, you won't need a powerful one. I use the contact cement, which is for plastics, and I do have a paid link down in the description below where you can buy your own. Now this is the cheapest way that I have found to actually make a Beyblade without a 3D printer, or you could even make your spare parts with this method. Granted, this does work, but not for very long, especially if you want to use your dash driver.
The first thing I decided to do was, of course, try it without the dash driver. This is the power driver, but after a few battles and good performance, I says, well, why not? Let's do Evolution Dash. And it actually didn't take long for me to realize that this wasn't going to be a permanent solution. After a few battles, this is what tends to happen. And that's because of the pressure from the driver, which actually pulls that little tab out. So what do we do when we have something like this? I'm going to actually show you how to make yourself a mold, just like the main character in the Beyblade Burst Quad Drive season.
Let's see if we make this. I want to try to make an extra level chip.
Now, quite a while back, I did purchase this Dragoon, and it is a legitimate Dragoon, and the engine gear was broken. Now, I did try to fix it by making a new engine gear, and here it is, but it's not perfect. This allows you to make multiple Beyblade parts and is recommended for 3D printing modelers because it involves making a cast of your original to use in test battles and to preserve parts from breaking and extensive wear. I used my son's Legos with his permission to make boxes small enough for the parts, and I used a 2-part silicone to make sparking Beyblade chip molds and spare parts from the series. I will link a video that goes into detail about the process and method for both the silicone molds and working with resin at the end of the video. Now, there are a few parts I still want to make, like the L gear and S gear from the Beyblade Burst DB series, but there's a huge potential for making Beyblade launchers this way too, especially when it comes to Hasbro Beyblade launchers, as it seems they may have forgotten that parents need to play with their kids too, or other collectors like myself, and have not provided an adequate launcher, and the new ones are even worse. They can't even link up like the green and white launchers that we're used to, let alone a dual launcher, which would honestly make gameplay more fun when practicing or having fun. But I digress, because I learned it's best to use them to replace or make objects that don't get hit, like extra sparking chips, level chips, and special frames, because at least this resin was not impact resistant. I don't want you to get the wrong idea though. I've already battled with my F gear countless times. The one drawback from making the parts this way is the fact that you need to have the part already that you want to reproduce. But don't be discouraged if you don't have a 3D printer. Most libraries have 1 or 2 that you can use. Plus, there are impact resistant epoxy resins, unlike the one I purchased, which is for art projects really. The most satisfaction I got from this project was being able to use my Brave Valkyrie and Infinite Achilles again for many more battles. And of course, the one problem being is that it's my first castings and molds, and they didn't come out perfect. But still, I now have my Achilles chip back. And let's be honest, the Beyblade Burst Sparking Beys are one of the heaviest and most powerful Takratomi Beyblades, but their Achilles heel is their chip, a crucial part of the Beyblade system itself. Let's remember that the fate of every Beyblade is to eventually break or wear out, but that's only after countless hours of joy, bonding, and perhaps friendly competition. All toys must succumb to a silent death like that, but this is different. This is premature death, and as any blader can tell you, who has needlessly lost their Beyblade due to this bad design. Now, do I recommend you get sparking Beyblades? Probably not. I think it's best to go with other seasons now, like the Dynamite Battle system. Okay, so you might already know about some of these channels and the amazing designs where cardboard Bey modelers have constructed launchers and most generations of Beyblades, including some of their gimmicks, bringing them into reality with inexpensive tools and materials. Now, they do offer tutorials on how to do it too, so definitely check them out. Now, if you think that there's no way that these Beyblades, these cardboard Beyblades, could ever be strong, well, imagine paper Beyblades. Well, you don't have to. Check it out, there are some already made. There's also popsicle Beyblades too. That must be a little bit more sturdier. Now, there's also Bey Lego modelers who also show immense creativity and ingenuity and are able to create different Beys and launcher ripcords.
Although you cannot fix your Beyblades with Legos or replace parts with paper itself. And depending whether or not you have the correct measurements of the Beyblade parts that you want to recreate, you can still utilize the mold method to make your creations last longer or be more permanent, as you can cast parts you create using the resin and epoxy too. Now I do wish you good luck in your creations, and I will leave you with some videos that will show you how to make Beyblades and molds so you can save them for later. Have some fun out there, and thank you for watching. Let's let it rip.